I would like to dedicate this video to the life circumstances that often prevent us from reaching our goals. Like, you get sick, I don't know, you guys have kids, so the kid has to go somewhere and you can't work, or in my very specific case, other than being very sick, to dedicate this personally to my next door neighbors for having guests yesterday till 12:30 at night, and to my upstairs neighbors for starting a very loud discussion at 5 o'clock in the morning. And they are my life circumstances for feeling very bad right now. But I'm happy to be here, happy to be filming, happy to have a little bit of my voice back and do this goals video, which will include my goals for February, a little recap on January, as well as a new system that I'm going to use in my planner to track what I'm doing and hopefully reach my goals better, and how you can get $100 Amazon gift card in the month of February. So let's just get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mero and I teach creative people how to sell their art online, and this is the February video, which, as I mentioned, will include a small recap on what I did in January, not so much, and why, and what I'm going to do for February, what I plan to do and will probably not do. I need to stop laughing, as well as a new planning system that I actually got from my ex Misho, plus how to get $100 Amazon gift card this month by designing something really cool. And first I want to get started with like 30 seconds of explanation about the goals video for those of you who are kind of new to this channel. This is something that I actually started doing literally 2 years ago on my first like full month on YouTube. Oh my god, it's been 2 years. And it's to mention what are my goals for the next month and go over my goals for the previous month and have I met them. And the reasons why I'm doing this, there are 3. One, it's for me, like literally for me, something to look at, to see my mindset. Every month that I do this video, I literally watch the video that was like the month before. So it's kind of nice for me. Second reason is for you guys to maybe see this video and go like, oh, I want to do my goals as well. And if I can get even, 10 of you to do your monthly goals, that will be epic. And 3, I noticed that a lot of people mention how nice it is to see someone saying, I didn't meet my goals, this is the reason why, and I forgive myself. So in that spirit, let's start with what I've done in January. And I'm letting you know that my makeup might run out in the middle of this video and you'll see like this red thing here because I still sneeze like every 5 minutes and I will need to blow my nose. It's nice to have these in my scenery. So January started while I was still having sciatica pain in my left, like sciatica nerve in my left side, which is something that I get every now and again, mostly from stress because I have problems with my lower back. So the month kind of started with that, plus Misho was not here. He was still in Slovakia. And I was kind of bouncing between a new apartment and my previous apartment in my previous complex, which a lot of you have asked me, why haven't I moved? It's really hard for me to move without someone to help me, so I was waiting for Misho. And lucky for me, we live in Bulgaria, so rent here is relatively cheap. So I was able to flop another month in that apartment and without it being, such a heavy hassle. Because if I had to be in the United States, flipping like a month of 2 apartments, I would be like, oh well, that's too much. So Misha came back and I finally left the complex. I think it was last week that we finally left the complex, I think on Friday, and left this place after I've been on it for pretty much mostly the time I've been in Bulgaria, which is since May of 2021. So I left the complex. In terms of personal goals, I had a habit tracker, and now we're getting visual here. I have a habit tracker for every month. So my habit tracker for the month of January was to do my physical therapy, mostly because of my sciatica. And you can see here how well I did. Not so well, as you can see. There were days here that I kind of missed out on my physical therapy because I wanted to let my muscles rest because I was doing very intensive physical therapy. And last week that you see that I kind of missed the whole week was because I was sick. So it's really hard to do physical therapy and breathe in when you can't breathe in without coughing. So that wasn't really accomplished, but I am proud of myself. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 days of doing physical therapy, and it worked because my sciatica nerve is back to the normal amount of pain that I have, which is amazing. And I'm super grateful because I can finally walk a little bit better. But then, I kind of got sick, and I feel like whenever you're dealing with something for a long term, then you're kind of going to get sick after because, immunity system. and stuff like that. So that was a bit of a bummer, but hey, okay. Last ticket on my personal things that I've done in January was celebrate Misha's birthday, which was actually yesterday. There was a whole party that I planned for him, but you know, I got sick and he was kind of adorable, saying he'd rather spend his birthday with me than me moving everybody from the party to his place. So it was kind of cool, even though I was very sick. In terms of professional stuff, let's talk about YouTube and also my other project. So when it comes to YouTube and this community, I made 5 videos on this community, which is not a lot. I updated some new bundle boxes on maytribe.com. So there is a fonts bundle, there is a watercolor graphic bundle, and some doodles, as well as that same bundle that is PNG format, like files for you guys to play around with. There was also a similar bundle for Procreate brushes. So that was updated on Maytribe. I'm really proud that I did that. I actually also finished up the Easter bundle, but I haven't uploaded it yet. I hope that I will upload it tomorrow morning and kind of go over it with you guys. And there will also be freebies in that, maybe a little tutorial. I'll have to see how I feel. Again, in terms of this community, I also had conversations with Creative Fabrica, Awkward Styles, KITTL, and Repper. With Repper, it was more of a technical conversation, sort of a catch up on what we've been doing. I've had some issues with their system, not the system that you guys see as a person using the app. Their app works perfectly, but problems in the system in terms of me as someone who's promoting them. The links still work, everything still works, but there was a problem with tracking it on my end. And that problem, it's kind of what we talked about in that email, plus some ideas that I have for tutorials using Repper in the next, I think even in the next month, it's going to pop up because I will be doing Society 6 videos. So that's going to pop up. And for those of you who don't know what Repper is, there was a full video about them. They're a really cool app to create seamless patterns that are amazing and really simple. And we have a discount code. As I mentioned, I also spoke with Creative Fabrica. I had a long video with one of their representatives. I know a lot of people have been asking me, like, why am I not mentioning them as much? The thing is that they're changing their licensing. So I'm kind of waiting on them to finalize the new licensing before saying anything about them, and more on that I'm guessing towards the end of the month. I also spoke to Awkward Styles. I have this here, which is a box that contains, other than my smoking filters, their new jewelry, as well as a wall tapestry. Let me get this out. I actually made this one with Repper. I'm thinking this would be a YouTube short, or I'm going to do a video of that, literally hanging it on the wall here in the bedroom. But the biggest thing here is a bunch of jewelry boxes, and I was supposed to have this video done already. I was supposed to have it up on the weekend, filming it with artist Christy O'Connor, which if you've seen my videos with her, you know they are always filled with bloopers. But again, sick. So this was moved up to next weekend and we're going to be reviewing them. There is a bunch of jewelry here and I'm super excited about this product from Awkward Styles, and you know, just a little bit of chats, because for those of you who haven't picked up, I love Alex from Awkward Styles. She's like one of my favorite people, like generally speaking. And last but not least, a conversation with KITTL, which I will discuss more in my February goals because we're having a challenge. Yay! I also started looking into different apps that are not Procreate, that are free, that you can use on something that is not an iPad, or if you have an iPad and you don't want to get Procreate. And I actually found an app that works on computers as well as all tablet types. And I'm really excited to make a video about that. I also researched a little bit more about hosting your website builder. That was fun. But again, all these videos that I wanted to do and didn't because I got sick. I also explored Society 6 more for a pending tutorial, so trying to see the different dimensions and really try to give you the amount of sizes or files with sizes that you need to upload anything to Society 6, because I know that a lot of people start by uploading something and then just upload like 17 files, because every time it tells you that you need a file of a different ratio. So I'm really trying to narrow it down, and I narrowed it down to 2 different sizes formats that will be in a video in February. Actually 2 videos, and I'm going to mention that in a minute. And I was also exploring getting back to basics with Google Slides and Google Docs and what you can do with those. It was actually kind of interesting. On my other projects, I designed a lot more designs for my Zazzle store for self-love journaling. I actually experimented with another store that I'm not really sure about. I had one video uploaded to my self-love journaling YouTube channel, mostly again because I was sick and couldn't really film that much. And I went over a lot of my old designs, and I'm talking to you like files that are on draft on Society 6 since 2017, stuff that I have on TeePublic that are not active or active, Canva. Literally going over Canva like from the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, even no, even more than 6 years. I think like 7 or 8 years of Canva. I went over old files of mine, sort of went into this time capsule, I think, saying like I was selling printables in Hebrew. Wow, that was like wow. And I saw like graphics from my mug store that I had with Printful on Etsy. It was a really big journey for me, and I'm actually thinking about making a video that includes some of these files, the sort of like going over the things I've done in the last few years. That will also include freebies, so that could be a cool thing to do. I was really experimenting with different techniques on Procreate, and I think that I was doing a bit more designing than uploading this month, mostly because it was so much easier just grabbing my iPad when I wasn't feeling well. But generally this month I feel like I tried resting a bit more. I also did a lot of scripts for self-love journaling and came up with another idea for another YouTube channel, God help me, and sort of tried to plan everything. And by everything, I literally wrote this goals video in like 17 notebooks. I sat down a few days ago and I made this page, which is all my ideas to make money in 2023. So it includes the YouTube channel and everything I want to do with it, includes self-love journaling, the new project, different shops that I have on Zazzle, different ideas on what to sell on Society 6. Like, do I want to sell motivational designs using KITTL? Do I want to sell seamless patterns, concept art, cubism? I have my line art. I have my huge watercolor paintings, liquid art, rainbow art, my renditions of Van Gogh, like reviving the Starry Night with different animals. If I want to focus on wall art or on other products, I bought a lot of domains, so I was kind of looking into what I'm going to do with them. I'm starting a curtains website that is just for curtains, that is going to promote my Zazzle designs and Society 6 designs, plus other people's designs. So more on that if you're designing for either one of these platforms. There was also this Zazzle Christmas shop idea. Miss Jigsaw, of course, how can I forget? My KDP ideas, which I will probably not be doing on KDP. I will probably be designing them on a different platform and not selling them on Amazon. I wrote down a list of TeePublic niches that I want, and if I want to start stock photography, and I kind of like put everything together in this like big cloud. And then I was trying to focus this in terms of priorities. So the first thing that I'm focusing on every day is Mate Tribe, and not just because I'm doing videos for this channel or something, but because, you know, I'm answering comments and I'm already in the process. It already like became my day job, sort of, in a speak, and the other things are like my side hustle at this point. My second project is the Secret Project, which I will be doing on YouTube. I'm so excited. It's going to have a Zazzle store. It's going to have affiliates and a bunch of other stuff. And third on priority, this is self-love journaling, whether it's the YouTube channel, books that I'm going to design, or the Zazzle stores on that, and other projects like the Christmas store, the curtains, the motivationals on Society 6, or whatever, Chinese zodiacs or whatever. And then I kind of did it like a year in a glimpse of different months up until like from February to the next year, literally timing my breaks. For example, taking a short break in April, taking the full month of August or July off completely, and another small break on, I don't know, December or something like that, and literally trying to plan this out. Now, the reason why I'm planning this out is not just to avoid burnout, but I'm also literally planning some stuff out that relates to timing. So for example, if for self-love journaling, I know that for 2024, I want to have a notebook to sum up 2023 and start 2024, then I'm going to be working on that in August so I can order this, see the quality myself, and then have enough time to do modifications and everything to make a video about that in November for people to have the time to order this. So if you want to do a year in a glance, I really recommend doing something like this. Like, you write the holidays and then you write when you need to start uploading for each holiday or for each event, also calculating different events in your life. Let's say, you know, you'll be moving apartment at the end of September and you really want to make Halloween designs, maybe make them at the beginning of September or at the end of August, stuff like that. And there was one thing that I forgot to mention on my personal, but it's also going to affect everything else that I've done in January, is actually we're going to Greece. More on that when I get to February, which is in a second. Okay, so I need to go get something. Moving on to our new tracking system or a different thing that might help you plan your goals better or track what you're doing better and understand how you divide your time. And this is something that I'm starting to do this month. I used to do it so many years ago, and I actually got re-inspired by Misha to do it again. So during the beginning of this month, I was going to Misha's apartment sometimes because he has a laundry machine there, and he had this journal that he never done anything with. So I decided to create for him a prompt journal for the next year, also with things, for example, like if we're looking at a page, so we have like goals for the month of March, and then he has a habit to track in the month of March and why this habit, and then like to-do list for the month of March, as well as reflecting on his habit, his goals, and writing down gratitude. So I was working on this journal for him, as well as some like prompt journal at the end of the notebook, which was kind of cute. Yeah, it's really hard to show it to you guys. Like these kind of prompts on every page. So I was working on this notebook for him, and I also made him this notebook, Sound Explorer, because he liked recording sounds. I think this was actually Printify or Guten, I have no idea, but it's a notebook that basically has like daily schedule, what to do and when, but we turned it into a weekly schedule for him. And the reason why he would be able to use such a small space on a weekly planner is the same reason why I thought he was an alien, and the same thing that I want to offer you guys today and myself for the planning. So as I was doing this, I found this notebook. It says 2021 here. And I opened this notebook because at first I didn't see the 2021 and I knew I wanted to make him a journal. And then I saw this. Let me just go over. Don't worry, he agrees for me to do this. And I looked at it and I'm like, is he an alien? Like, what is this? And when he came back, I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? And he said, this is actually an index. So he wrote down an index of the things that he wanted to do every day or to do more in the week. Like if he worked, if he checked the notebook, if he went somewhere, if he did like a physical activity, and he gave them numbers. So every day he literally writes down the number. He also writes down another number that tells how he feels about his productivity that day. And that gave me the idea to do something similar, not completely identical, but similar. So let me explain what I mean. Let's say you want to track doing something. Because when we are talking about goals, a lot of people think that our goals is I want to sell 30 t-shirts on TeePublic, or my goal is to make $100 on Zazzle, or my goal is to make $1,000 on Etsy. But the thing is that these are goals that you can't really control. I mean, you can spend a whole month uploading and marketing and get nothing, or you can upload something and the algorithm of the platform is going to pick it up and it's going to be an instant success. Now, I'm not saying don't track it. It's really nice to write to yourself how much you've accomplished each month or what you sold or for how much, but it's not something that should be a goal because you can't really achieve it unless you literally tell people to buy from you. So what I was thinking more is I need to find a place or a way for me to see when did I design, when did I upload, when did I upload videos to YouTube, because again, I'm doing YouTube and I'm doing print on demand and I'm doing digital downloads on Maytribe. So I need to find a way to track these things that will be very visible for me and will also limit me from like going all over the place. So the first thing to do would be to create this index. So for example, creating an index for activities that you do all the time. So 1 is designing, 2 is uploading, 3 is marketing, 4 is working on a website. And then I also created abbreviations. For example, TP is TeePublic, S6 is Society 6, ZA is Zazzle, SLJ is Self-Love Journaling, the YouTube channel, MT is this channel or this website, Maytribe, even though it's called May Oil, and even did stuff like AC, answering comments, AW, awkward styles, KT, KITTL, WM, work meeting. And so when I'm trying to put in my planner what I did that day, it's really easy to do it. Let's say 1 is designing and KT is KITTL. I can literally write down 1 KT for 2 hours on a certain day. I can also write 2 if 2 means to upload. I can write 2 TP, 10 designs, 2 ZA, 5 designs, 2 SLJ. So this way I have everything shorter and it's a lot easier to write. Now the thing is that it's not just about being easier to write, it's about the easiness I think, of accessing that information for yourself. Now, for me, obviously, this index is going to look a bit different from you guys because I have also things like film a video, script a video, edit a video, upload a video, make a YouTube short, stuff like that. But I think that the general aspects of this should probably be something in the lines of designed something, uploaded it to the specific store that you were working on, did marketing on social media, and you can put in initials here too, like TK for TikTok, IG for Instagram, PI for Pinterest, FB for Facebook, and you also have the initials for different platforms like RB, TP, S6, ZA, or even your own initials if you have a project you're working on. Like when I was working on Think Wall Art, my initials for that was TWT. So trying to think about these things that you want to do and then track. And again, I recommend a little bit of an index for when you design, for when you upload, for when you work on a website, for when you do marketing, for when you do organizing and recapping on your goals or organizing previous files, and for learning something new. So this is going to be something in my index every time I do something new from Skillshare, or every time I do something new on Procreate, try a different technique, try a different platform, I'm going to write it as a specific index for that. Now, you can obviously do this the way that Misha is doing it on a weekly basis, but what I plan to do with this is actually to put it on my monthly page. So this is everything for this month. We already have here goals video on the 1st of February. And the reason why I'm going to put these numbers and this index on this page is 3 reasons. 1, this is where the index is going to be written. So it's obviously easier to just look at it and write it down. 2, this is a great way for me to look at everything and instantly figure out how much I actually did, because I would look and stuff would pop out. Like at S6, I will see literally all the times I uploaded. TP, I'll see all the times I uploaded. Work meeting, I will see all the times that I spent on work meetings or answering comments and stuff like that, or designing or uploading. So I could literally look at it in a glance and see all the times I did that. And number 3, like the reason why I chose to do this here and not in my weekly pages, because I do have my weekly pages. The reason why I chose to do this here is because this is a very small space. I don't know if you can see, this is a really small place to put what I'm doing. And I feel like if I have this smaller space to go over what I'm doing, I will try to do less. And when I say I will try to do less, I don't mean it will be less productive, but if I have to look at some of the days that I've had, like I've had days where I answered YouTube comments, had 2 work meetings, and then I designed a bunch of stuff, and then I started uploading to TeePublic, and then I jumped to upload to Society 6, and then I started working on a website for something else, and then I was scripting a video, and I was kind of all over the place, and those days where I did so many different things are actually my least productive days. So I'm going to try to use this index system in a very small space so I can narrow down the activities I'm doing per day on this. Now, I know that a lot of people are using tracking systems or habits when it comes to personal life. And I want to offer you these 2 options. Like, I am not going to track everything by index that contains my personal life and my professional life because I would go nuts. I mean, if I have to track my personal life, that would be what? Showering, physical therapy, ate okay, how many hours did I sleep, did I leave the house, again, talking to you as someone with like chronic conditions. So these are things that I'm tracking as a person that is partially disabled. Did I talk to a friend? Did I journal? Did I do watercolor painting? So if I track all of these plus track all of my professional stuff, I'm going to get really confused. So I decided to divide and conquer. So the majority of my personal stuff is going to be written more extensively on my weekly pages, and the professional stuff is going to be written as an index on my monthly page. Obviously, oh, stuff are falling down. Oh, it's an affirmation page I did myself. I am worthy. So this is how I plan to personally track this, but you can do it differently. You can try to track with numbers your personal life and not track your professional life. And I know that it sounds weird because we are talking about a system to get you more organized and go through your goals. But if your personal life is also something that you feel like you need to track with the system, maybe tracking the personal aspects of your life using this index is going to free your mind better to see how productive you can be when it comes to your business. And also this could be a lesson to follow. For example, maybe on a certain month you didn't meet your goals, but you see that you had this activity, for example, with a sick relative or with a child that kept you busy. So again, you can use the index for your professional life, you can use the index for your personal life. You can do both, obviously. I'm just not going to do both because I want to divide and conquer, and also because I have a lot of things that I am tracking. I hope that you guys like this explanation about Misho's alien system. It was really weird seeing that notebook with all the numbers. I was like, what's going on with him? Like 2, 7, 9, 12. Okay, what are you tracking? And also the numbers didn't really seem consistent. And I was like, what are you doing? But I hope that this system sounds interesting to you guys. Again, you can do it on your calendar. And I really recommend the whole divide and conquer systems. So choose either personal life or professional life and try to use initials for platforms while using index numbers for activities or actions that you are doing. You can also try to track your expenses like this. For example, every day you spent money or every day you had a sale and stuff like that. That could be really nice to see at the end of the month. For example, write 10 every time you made a sale somewhere, and then write, 10 every time in the journal you did that or got that sale. And I really recommend doing it on a monthly page. And if you don't have a monthly like planner or something like that, you can literally hop into your calendar, Google Calendar, and print a monthly page at home. Canva has these templates as well, or literally take a piece of paper and put boxes on it, or write days of the month and track it that way. With that said, I'm moving on to February goals and trying not to have a full montage at the end of me coughing. This video was edited a lot. In any case, let's go with February. So in February, I divided it again into 3. So there is the personal, there is this channel, this project, and other projects that I'm working on. In terms of personal, I need to go to the doctor in the next few days. I don't know why I'm saying this to other people, but yeah, I need to go to the doctor in the next few days. Not because I'm sick, but because it's like getting certain medication that I need to go because haha, we are going to Greece on the 10th of the month. I'm so happy because I am so cold. It was like -8 degrees in the morning and I cannot smoke in this apartment. So I have to smoke outside on the balcony. Yes, I smoke when I'm sick, deal with it. And it's gonna be -12 in the next few days with -3 as the highest temperature. So I'm really relieved for us to be going to Greece. So far we found a nice house somewhere along the seaside, not really on the beach, but more like inside a village. I think it's really cute. It's like, I think 1.5 kilometers or 2 kilometers from the beach. It's not that much, and the town is like fully flat. And I'll be able to walk again without like falling from the snow. I'm sorry for looking up, but I just realized that I have a lamp on the ceiling that has puzzle pieces on it. I'm gonna try and film it for you guys, like B-roll it on the screen right now. I think I saw it a few months ago, but I still can't believe it's there. It's like this apartment chose me. It's actually really cool. In any case, we're going to Greece, and I feel like I've done the monthly goals for February so many times because, I keep adding more and more stuff that I want to do. I have a list of like 17 videos that I want to do for you guys. But hey, February is the shortest month, and at least 1 or 2 days we will be traveling. So we booked a week in some house in some countryside. We don't know if we're gonna like it or not. If we like it, we're gonna ask to stay more. If we don't really like it, but we like the area, we're gonna find other Airbnbs in the area and book that. And if we hate everything and feel generally like this was a waste of time, we're just gonna get back to Bansko. It's pretty much a 3 or 4 hour drive, so it's something really manageable, and I hope that we will have fun. And I'm seriously thinking about literally splitting my years and doing like summers in Bansko and winters in Greece, and literally having like 2 home bases between the two because it's the cold here is really bad for orthopedic injured people. Also going to track 2 habits this month, not one, and they're not going to be physical therapy. I am going to do physical therapy, of course, but I'm not going to be tracking it with my habit tracker. What I'm going to be tracking with my habit tracker is 5 minutes of Tai Chi every day and taking time every day to calm down and listen to, oh, that was difficult, and listen to affirmations on YouTube. I feel like I want this for my mental health. So I'm going to be tracking these 2 habits personally. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do personally. I have some personal business things like sending my accountant my 2022 expenses, which technically I can send him in August, but I'd rather do it now, as well as start a folder to document my 2023 expenses, which relates to something that I spoke about in a video. I think it was before I got sick, which is all the ways that I lost money in 2022, which one of them was not tracking my business expenses. And if you haven't seen that video, it's pretty awesome. Is it weird that I compliment my own videos? Next up, YouTube, or this community. So I got 17 videos on my list for this month, and there are so many things that I want to do. I want to do a Society 6 tutorial, but since the uploading specs for any kind of art, if you're uploading it for prints, if you're uploading to clothes, or if you want to upload patterns, the specs and designs are very different. So I was thinking about splitting it to two different videos. One is for art and the other one is for patterns, like an art that looks like, something like, I literally have no examples. I do have examples, but they're very far. Something like this, for example, which was my I think this is no, this is Printful. So something like my llama. If you want to upload something like this, obviously you'll upload it on different products and it's not going to look good as a table runner, for example. So I do want to make two videos on Society 6. There's also going to be probably a Hostinger video. There is the KITTL challenge for the month, which I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be about, but the prize is going to be $100 Amazon gift card, which is kind of cool. I mean, last time that I did the challenge with KITTL, I asked the winner what they're going to buy. Obviously, you don't have to tell me. And they said they're going to buy some craft supply, and it made me really happy. So that is going to be on the 8th of February. There's going to be a video on this channel, as well as the challenge officially on the KITTL platform to start from the 8th. And that means that also on the 22nd, I think, you'll be seeing me on the KITTL challenge with the recap of this challenge and choosing different winners to get special prizes. So there is $100 Amazon gift card as well as KITTL subscriptions, which is also kind of cool. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also going to be reviewing Awkward Styles jewelry with artist Christy O'Connor, and I'm going to issue the bundle boxes for Easter. I was actually thinking about another extensive background bundle as well as a coloring bundle. And the coloring bundle is not literally giving you coloring pages, because these things can get you really messed up with Amazon KDP, but literally giving you design elements that are coloring elements that you can combine together. So I was thinking about doing something like this to help me with my coloring, because I want to design some coloring pages for me on KITTL, as well as design a coloring journal for my self-love journaling project. So I'm thinking about doing that. There are also going to be freebies, and I want to update some of the pages on May-Try, because literally my about page says something like there is literally text from a template that has nothing to do with me. In terms of my other projects, I want to narrow down the list of what I'm focusing on in the first quarter, or even the first and second quarter of 2023, as well as finish that page that I showed you that had like the every month in the year what I plan to do, as well as schedule my break. I want to do 2 or 3 videos for self-love journaling. I know it's too much, I think, because again, I'm still kind of sick and we have less days in February plus days that we're traveling. So let's hope I do that. I want to organize my niches on TeePublic, decide on what type of designs I'm selling on Society 6, start the new channel, a third one. I'm kind of liking this YouTube thing, and I'm kind of liking the creative vibe of it, and it's also going to be connected to the Zazzle store, but I also have to sign up to Amazon affiliates, which I was signed up for, but my account was very old and I wasn't doing anything with it, so it kind of died, but now I need to just reactivate it. And I want to finish going over all of my old files from Canva, stuff on Procreate, stuff on my computer. I even have files from a different computer on my computer, like on a hard disk. And I did want to start a Zazzle Christmas shop, but I feel like it's gonna be perhaps for next month. I do want to have a Zazzle tutorial. I do want to have Easter tutorials. And if there is any specific tutorial you want me to make in February that is really important to you, whether it's on a specific platform or a specific social media platform, please let me know in the comment section down below. And I would also love it if you could comment, putting this down, what are your goals for the month of February, or have you met your goals for January, or what do you think about this cool new index system? I know it's not new, it's kind of new to me, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this. And of course, like this video if you found this useful, subscribe to the channel if somehow you just watched me talk for 30 minutes about my life without actually being subscribed. And with that being said, that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing month of February, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Why doesn't it align? It's not good. It's the best it's gonna be. Okay.